Hello, everybody. Good morning. Happy Thursday. And you guys know what we typically do on Thursdays after Seahawks games. We take a look at some past coverage numbers, and you guys know, as I know, that videos like this, they don't really hit the same when there are no more games left to play. The Super Bowl's over. The Seahawks have won. They're champions. So videos like this, I get it, right? It's not it doesn't hit the same as these videos do during the season. Because during the season, there's the opportunity to learn from stuff and try to adjust going forward. Well, there's nothing to adjust now, especially because they're the Super Bowl champions. But I wanted to go ahead and do one final pass coverage Thursday for this year. All right, so obviously, the other issue with this video is that that game was, well, we all saw it, right? All right, guys, hold up because my friends at Sleeper are introducing some new features, and I want to tell you guys about them before we go any further. Sleeper is launching Team Picks, a new prediction market product. So now, on top of all the over-unders you can pick over on their Sleeper app, you can now pick on games. For instance, if you take a look to my left on the screen right now, you can see you can make a pick on the Super Bowl. They also have some bonuses available on over-unders for players. So there's now way more stuff you can get up to over on Sleeper. Get on over there before the Super Bowl, and don't forget to use the promo code SBN for a 100% match up to $100 on your first deposit. And don't forget to utilize the free $20 entry that you get just for making an account. So the Super Bowl is almost here. Make sure you get on Sleeper and have some fun with sports. I believe that Drake Maye had 60 passing yards through the first three quarters of that game. It was something like that. It was like 60, and it was 30 if you take out sack yards, which for the purposes of this exercise, we don't really do. But the bottom line is the Patriots piled it on in garbage time. Drake Maye had 235 passing yards in the fourth quarter. By the time he got the ball in the fourth quarter, it was 19-0. So most of it was garbage time. So keep that in mind as we go through this video. The numbers you see, some of them are going to be at least a little bit interesting, but a lot of it is kind of empty. Like the scores in the fourth quarter when the Patriots had the ball, 19-0, 19-7, 22-7, 29-7, 29-13. Like there's really not a lot going on in that fourth quarter that can be put in real football terms. Nevertheless, let's take a look at what we have. So first, let's do Ernest Jones. He did get picked on in this game numerically. He gave up over 50 yards in coverage. In fact, I believe it was about, 65 on 7 for 7 passing. And a lot of it was air yards. So after a regular season where Jones was really not getting picked on hardly at all, especially compared to his reputation, teams went at him a little bit in the postseason. The Rams and the Patriots did do some work on him. Now, I want to stress a lot of that was in garbage time. In fact, I would go so far as to say the only big completion I remember the Patriots having in the first three quarters was the 20-yard pass to Booty, I think on Julian Love. I'm not 100% sure if it was Love, but I think it was. So I'm not here to say that Jones played badly, far from it, but garbage time definitely got him. And by the way, they also gave Jones the touchdown that May threw to Ramondre Stevenson, which is interesting because Pro Football Focus gave it to, I believe, Witherspoon. Now, because of the nature of that touchdown, I don't really know who you put that on, and it doesn't really matter that much. I mean, he's wide open. It's either a busted coverage or it's just kind of by design that he's left open and you're trying to get to the quarterback before he realizes the back is open. But whatever. Either way, they give the touchdown to Jones. So his QB rating allowed when targeted in the postseason ends up at 96.5. Still pretty darn good. I am more than happy to live with that from an inside linebacker whose primary liability is coverage. All right, Drake Thomas was the only other linebacker that played in this game. He got targeted, I think, 3 times in this game for 2 completions and 21 yards. So not much. It was all yak, by the way. In the postseason, he had -8 air yards. He had -4 air yards in this game. So it was all just like screen passes and stuff. I think the final play of the game, Drake Thomas may have technically been in coverage. I'm not 100% sure on that. But just to give you an idea of how empty it was. But overall, Drake Thomas was not really any kind of a problem in coverage for the Seahawks in the postseason, just like he wasn't really a big problem in the regular season. Edge rusher, the only thing notable here is that Nwosu had the pick 6. And on the pick 6, technically he wasn't even targeted, right? Like, Drake Maye is getting hit as he throws, and Nwosu just happens to be there. So Nwosu's not really the targeted defender on that play. But nevertheless, it's a great way to close out your season. But no other edge rusher was targeted in coverage according to Pro Football Reference, so nothing else to say here. Cornerback. There was a little bit of damage done here. Devin Witherspoon did get targeted a handful of times, 3 times for a total of 3 completions and 21 yards. Fine. Not extraordinary. But once again, it's one of those things where what did the Patriots do on Witherspoon that actually hurt the Seahawks? Very little. So a lot of the damage done on Witherspoon in the postseason was, of course, done by the Rams. He gave up well over 100 yards in that Rams game. Other than that, played fine. I mean, he's out there every snap. So 3 targets, 21 yards is fine by me. His coverage overall in the postseason was not great, but it was mostly stemmed from that one game. Enrique Woolen gave up some big plays in this game. He gave up the back-to-back Mac Hollins big plays where the Patriots drove for their one semi-meaningful touchdown. He was targeted 6 times in this game, 4 completions for, 77 yards. So not his best day. He also gave up the touchdown. So rough postseason for Woolen. I will say on the touchdown, at the very least, I don't know what else he can do. He does not have bad coverage on that play. Mac Hollins just makes a great catch. So even there, it's kind of like, I'm not really trying to rub dirt in Woolen's nose or anything, or rub his nose in the dirt or anything like that, but he did give up quite a bit in the postseason, and I think that the people who were on the fence about Woolen are probably more open to seeing him go than they were before. And 122 QB rating in the postseason, obviously not really what you're looking for. Now, one guy who did ball out in the Super Bowl was Josh Jobe. He got targeted 11 times. So the Patriots tried to make it happen against him, right? And 4 completions for a grand total of 20 yards on 11 targets. That's incredible. Josh Jobe was tested over and over and over again, and the Patriots could get nothing going on him. So Josh Jobe, if you want to look for a hero in coverage this week for the Super Bowl, it wasn't Witherspoon, it wasn't Woolen, it wasn't Eman Worry, it wasn't Love, it wasn't Kobe Bryant. No, Josh Jobe was remarkable, and he had a really good postseason. So, look, I know he gets beat up on, and I understand why. I don't think it's completely baseless. I'm not saying he's as good as Witherspoon. He's clearly not. However, I do think there's something to be said for how much he does hold up despite getting picked on because of how good Witherspoon and Woolen are in coverage. Okay, now we go to safety. Safety, Julian Love, he had a great postseason overall. He got targeted 4 times in this game, 2 completions. Obviously, he had the interception, and he also had a 28-yard completion he allowed. I believe that was to Booty, but I'm not 100% sure. Doesn't really matter too much. But really clean. In 3 postseason games, he got targeted 6 times, 2 completions, had the pick that more or less ended the Super Bowl, 9.7 QB rating when targeted. Now, Kobe Bryant, he had a very clean Super Bowl as well. 2 targets in this game and 1 completion, and I believe it was to Diggs in garbage time for 26 yards. I believe that was the garbage time throw right around the 2-minute warning, or right before the 2-minute warning. It was all air yards, and that was the only completion he gave up. Now, the coverage numbers for the postseason don't look good because they gave him that touchdown on Kyren Williams in the Rams game. But I don't really know what he's supposed to do on that play anyway, so I'm not even holding that against him. And yeah, Kobe Bryant, great postseason, man. The safeties as a whole really locked down. And finally, you've got Nick Eman Worry. He got targeted 5 times in this game, ended up allowing 4 completions. Sorry, guys, I just realized I had a typo here. 64 yards total. So in this Super Bowl, he did allow a few short completions, but nothing bad, nothing concerning. And overall, he was not any kind of a liability in coverage. And it was all yak anyway, right? It was all yak. So there's really not much to say about Eman Worry's postseason. He was really good. He missed a couple tackles in this game. That was the only real strike against him. But as you can see, he just continues to be not the best player on this defense, but you could say the most important. And the only real liability in his game to me right now is coverage. He does get turned around in coverage a little bit, but great postseason. 15 targets, 64 yards. I am taking that all day, every day from my big nickel corner, who is mostly on the field, by the way, to stop the run, like I just said. Okay, so that's it for Pass Coverage Thursday. That's our final Pass Coverage Thursday of the season. These numbers, they don't even really do justice how good that game was. New England could not pass the ball on us until the game was decided. All right, I'm going to go and get on out of here. More videos coming soon. Everybody have a good rest of your day. Go Hawks. Let me know what you think down below. I know there isn't necessarily a lot to think right now, but let me know what you think. See you guys soon.